Good morning, everyone. This is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Foresight by James Sinclair. This one is from Artisanal Sudoku 152, and this one has been recommended by 4 different people, including a comment saying this Sudoku is so good it should be illegal. So I had to jump on this one. I've spoken to James, and of course I have permission to do this one, and yeah. I have to do this puzzle. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this one is like. So Artisanal Sudoku is, I think it is the best value for money that you could spend if you've got a few bucks a month to spend on Sudoku. Anywhere else that is asking for your money, including me, is a sloppy second compared to Artisanal Sudoku. And even if you don't have money, you will get free puzzles from signing up for Artisanal Sudoku. So go do it. But you get extra puzzles if you do. This is one of the free puzzles from Artisanal Sudoku, and yet still, this is a Sudoku so good it should be illegal. I will put all the details below as to where you can go and sign up for Artisanal Sudoku. But James Sinclair releases a pack of puzzles a week, and they are always amazing. I have no idea how he does it. It is just incredible. But anywhere else that's asking for your money, do this first. Like, I'm not saying don't spend elsewhere. I would love you to sign up to my Patreon or as my YouTube member or anything, but do this first. And then look at other options. Decide where you want to spend your money. But my personal recommendation is Artisanal Sudoku is the best way that you can spend your money if you only have a limited budget to spend on Sudoku. And as I said, there is free options. You will get puzzles sent to you for free every week if you just go and sign up. It's great value. It's so good. But this puzzle is one I'm really excited to have a look at. So let's do that. So Foresight by James Sinclair. So normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Arrows. The sum of the digits along an arrow is equal to the digit in the connected circle. So the sum of those 2 cells goes there. The sum of those 2 cells go there. The sum of those 4 cells goes there. That's interesting. Thermometers, digits on a thermometer increase from the bulb. So this digit is higher than this. This digit is higher than this. And quadruple circles. A digit in a circle, in a white circle, must appear in one of the 4 cells surrounding the circle. So there must be a 6 in one of those 4. And we know that these 4 digits are 3, 4, 7, and 9, because those 4 digits must appear in those 4 cells. That's what we know. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. I kind of want to start here because we know these digits are 2, 6, 7, and 8 because that's what the circle is telling us, but these must increase. So this can't be the 8 because this has to be lower than this, and this can't be the 2. That probably hasn't told me much, has it? But I'm not going to put those in, but I do know this is 2, 6, or 7, this is 6, 7, or 8. That's not really that helpful. It's probably this, because these are 4 different digits. There must be a repeated digit in here. There must be a repeated digit in here. Because if there was no repeated digit in here, then the minimum this could be would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 sums to 10, and I can't put 10 in here. So there is a repeated digit in here. And the repeated digit, I don't think can be a 1. Because if the repeated digit was a 1, I couldn't put a 1 on this quadruple. So if I put a 1 in those 2 squares, I couldn't put a 1 around this quadruple. If I put a 1 in those 2 squares, I couldn't put a 1 around this quadruple. So there's no repeated 1 on this. So the repeated digit has to be at least a 2, which means I've already counted. The repeated digit has to be at least a 2. Could the repeated digit be a 3? Yes. Maybe. If the repeated digit can't be a 4. Because if the repeated digit was a 4, then the other 2 digits to keep this down would have to sum to 1. That doesn't work. So there's a repeated 2 or a repeated 3 on this. The repeated digit can't be a 2, because if the repeated digit was a 2, I couldn't put a 2 on this quadruple. Because if I put 2 2s on, I can't put a 2 here. And if I put 2 2s on, I can't put a 2 on this quadruple. There is a repeated 3 on this quadruple. And I can't put a 3 here. These are both 3. That is so cool. I must have a repeated digit. Oh, this is so good. I must have a repeated digit, because if this was 1, 2, 3, 4, this would have to be 10, and it doesn't work. So there must be a repeated digit. If there was a repeated 1, then either I've got 2 1s here or 2 1s here, because I can't repeat in the row or column. And if I do that, if I do 2 1s, there's no 1 on this quadruple. If I do 2 2s, then I don't have a 2 on this quadruple. And if I do repeated 4, then the other 2 digits would have to sum to 1 to keep this down to 9. So there must be a repeated 3. So there's 2 3s, and they can't see each other. So they're either in those 2 spots or those 2 spots. And because of this quadruple, I can't put a 3 there. Those are both 3. That's cool. So now this sums to 6. The minimum these could be is 1 and 2, keeping this to 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a 9. And now I know I can't put 1 or 2. I can't put 1 in any of those, and I can't put 2 in any of those. Ooh, this is so good. How is that for an opening? But now this arrow's under pressure, because this can't be 1. Is it this thermo I want to look at, or this arrow? Because this can't be 1. Its minimum is 2. And the minimum, this has to be at least 6. Because if I make this 2, that would make this 1, this 2, and this couldn't be 1, 2, or 3. So its minimum would be 4. So this is 6, 7, or 8. Maybe it is this? This opening was stunning, but I'm now a little bit blind. 9 is not in any of those. It's not there. 9 is in one of those 2. Right, 9s. 9 can't go in any of those. 9 can't go on this quadruple. 9 can't go partway along a thermo, and 9 can't go on the end of an arrow, because this would have to be 9, 0, 9, and that doesn't work. So 9's in one of those 2. So 9 is down here, but 9 can't go here, because this would have to go 9, 0, 9. So this is a 9, putting 9 in one of those 2. Putting 9 over here, but I can't put 9 around this quadruple, so that's a 9. And I'm doing some chasing of 9s. 9 is not in any of those. It's not around this quadruple. It's not partway along an arrow. That's a 9. Putting 9 down here, but it's not either of those 2, because I can't put 9 on an arrow. That's a 9, which means that's not a 9. That's a 9. I can't put 9 in any of those. That's a 9. Saying that's not the 9. That's the 9. Putting 9 in the corner, and I've got all the 9s. These are now 3, 4, and 7. That can't be 3, because if this was a 3, all of these would have to be 1, 2, and all 3 of those would be 1, 2. That can't be a 3. If this is a 4, these would be 1s and 3s. But these would both be 1, and those would both have to be 3s. None of these can be 3s. So this can't be a 4. That's a 7, and this is a 3, 4 pair. 7. Well, it can't be 3, 4 because of the 3, 4 here. 1, 6, or 2, 5. But this can't have a 2 on it, because there must be a 2 in here and there must be a 2 here. So what can this be? It could be 1, 6. It can't be 2, 5, because there is a 2 in here and a 2 in here. So I can't have another 2 in these columns. So this can't be 2, 5. It can't be 3, 4. This is 1, 6. And this one can't be 1, 6 or 3, 4. This one is 2, 5. Holy cow. But that's meaning that this is even under even more pressure now. 8 is in one of those two, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 has not been placed. But the interesting thing about this now is these two cells can't be 1, they can't be 2 because I've got 2's lining up. They can't be 3. The minimum these can be is 4. This has to be double 4. This has to be double 4 because I can't use 1. If I put 1 here, the one around this quadruple would be here, and then both of these would be 2. And 2, 2, 3, 3, it would make that 10. I can't put 1 on here. I can't put 2 on here because if I put 2 here, this is 1, this is 5, and both of those are 2, and it just doesn't work. I can't put 3 on any of them. This is double 4, 8. Which means I can't put 8 in any of those cells. That's an 8, which means this isn't the 8. This is the 8, which is taking 8 out of there, which is taking 7 out of there. 8 is in one of those two for this quadruple. Holy cow. And that's going to put a lot of pressure on this thermo because these can't be 1, 2, or 3. Oh my lord. This is 167. Oh, I've had so many people over the years say if a puzzle is easy or if a puzzle has easy deductions, then it can't be good. None of these deductions have been particularly hard so far, but they are beautiful. So this is 1256. Yeah, I'm not sure. I want to look at this because this can't be 8 or 9. It's a maximum of 7. This is a maximum 6. This is a maximum 5. But this can't be 1 because the 1s are lining up here. If I put a 1 here, this is a 6, this is a 1, so I couldn't put 1 here. If I put a 1 here, this is a 6, this is a 1, so I can't put 1 here. So this can't be 1. It can't be 2 because there's a 2 around this quadruple and a 2 in one of those. So this can't be 2. It can't be 3. So this is 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7. That gives me a 6, 7 pair there. Which means 6 is in one of those two. But this now can't be 6, 7, 8, or 9. This is a maximum of 5. So that can't be a 6. Because this can't be 6, 7, 8, or 9. That's a maximum of 5. So it's a minimum, it's 3, 4, or 5, because I can't make it 2, because I can't make all of those ones. So this is the 6. 3, look at that arrow. This is 3, 4, or 5. If this is 3, these are all 1, 2. Does that work? Maybe? But this is the 6, making that the 5, which makes that the 4. Does... What is going on? 5 is in one of those two. That 6, 7 pair is nuts. Am I colouring these ones twos? I don't know. Well, 8 can't be in any of those or any of those. So 8 is in one of those two. So it does put 8 in one of these two. 8 is in one of those two, but I can't put 8 on an arrow that's maxing to 5. That's an 8. Now where's 7 in this box? I'm not putting 7 in any of these. These have to be from 1, 2, 3, 4. They have to be, all of these have to be lower than 5. So they're from 1, 2, 3, 4, including this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 7 is in one of those. Actually, that's not as useful as I might want. 6. So 6 is in one of those. 6 is down here. Is it 7? 8 is in one of those two. Eight in this box is in one of those. Oh, no, this isn't the 8. This is the 8. This is 2, 6, or 7 now. And it could be 2, because this is the quadruple that's limiting the 2. This can't be a 4. This can't be a 4. This can't be a 4. But that could be. 4, 1, 2, 3 might work. Could these all be 1, 2? I'm not sure, you know. 5 is in one of those, so 5 is in one of those. Six is in one of those. Ah, 4 in this box isn't in those, isn't in those, isn't there. That's a 4. Am I chasing 4s? Because 4... No, 4 is in one of those two. Okay. Let's focus on how cool this is and actually solve the puzzle. These are different. Is that the trick? Because these can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 only. Because they can't be 8 and they can't be 9. So these are 5, 6, 7. That one can't be a 5. That one... So these are 1, 2, 6, and 7. And that one can't be 1 or 2. Oh, this is a 1, 2, 6, 7 quadruple. That's a 5. So that's the 2, that's the 5, which means that's the 1, that's the 2, which means that's the 6, that's the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 6. Taking the 6 out of there, meaning this isn't the 5, this is the 5, this is a 1 or a 7. And no, that's not resolved yet. But the 6 looks up making that the 7. The 6 and the 7 looks up making that the 2, making this the 6 and this the 7. This is now a 6 by Sudoku. The 2 takes the 2 out of there. No, take not the 3, the 2. This is a 1 or a 3. This is so good. Now, there's a 7 in one of those two. There's no 1 here. This is a 6, 7 because of that 1. So this is the 1. This is the 7. 7, 7. 7 in this box now is right there. These are 1, 3, 4. The 7 takes 7 out of there, putting 7 into there, which means this is 6 and 7. Putting 7 down here, but this 7 is looking across, making that the 7. 6 in this box is in one of... No, 6 is right here, because this 6 is knocking out those, and those two 6s are knocking out those. So these are 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is in one of those two. 1 is right here. Where's 1 in this row? That 1 is knocking out those, and that can't be a 1. So this is the 1, and this is a 2, 8 pair, which I'm not seeing how to resolve. But this is also a pair. 5, 8... making this a triple. 2, 3, 6. Well, there's no 6 there, so 6 is in one of those two. Now there's some, the 5 is looking up, making that the 8 and that the 5. The 8 is looking down, making that the 2, that the 8, which makes that the 3, and I can take the 3 out of there. That's the 2, 6. The 1 is looking up, making that the 3, meaning this can't be a 3. But there's no 3 here. This is a 1, 4. Now this can't be a 3. So it could be a 1, 4 or 2, 5. This can't be a 1. This can't be a 3. This doesn't seem to be giving up its secrets. Is it? 2, 2, 1, 3, 4 could work. 4, 1, 2, 3, 5 could work. 3, 1, 1, 3, 4. There seems to still be options here, which is cool, but a little disconcerting, I have to admit. So these, I need to put a 2 in one of those two. I need to put a 3, which seems to be able to go anywhere, and a 4, which is in one of those. Five is in one of those two, which puts 5 right here, because 5 here, 5 is in one of those two. Where's the 5 in this row? This is 1, 4, 5, basically, for the row, and the 5 can't be there. So this is the 5. 2 is in one of those two. At this point, I think it's a scanning fail on my part. These are 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 and 5 here, 4 in here. So this is 2 or 3 only. So in here, it's 1, 2, 3, and 5. So this is a 5. And this is 1, 2, 3. So this is 1, 2, 3. 3 is in one of those two. 7 in this row is right there, isn't it? Yeah, that's a 7. So this is a triple. 1, 6, 8. There's no 8 there. There's no 6 in either of those. That's the 1, that's the 8, that's the 6, making that the 2 and that the 6, making that a 1, taking 1 out of both of those, that's a 2, 3 pair. So is this breaking it open? Yes, the 2, 3 makes that the 1, which means this is 3, 1, 4, which means this is 1, 3. This is the 5, this is the 2. The 2 makes that the 3 and that the 2, making that the 3 and that the 2. This is a 4, 5 pair, and I can use any of them to resolve it. The 4 looks across, making that the 3 and that the 4. I possibly had that earlier, but I just didn't use it. The 4 looks up, making that the 1, and that the 4, making that the 1, and now I'm down to a single box. The 2 says that's not the 2, that's the 2. I put in the triple because it makes it easier to scan what I'm doing. 3, 4, and 8. The 3 takes the 3 out of those. It's easier to follow on the video if I do it this way. And the 8 makes that the 4, and that the 8, and that is absolutely beautiful. Yes. People called this a Sudoku so good it should be illegal. I agree. That was absolutely masterful. This opening with those quadruples, and it didn't give up. The way that these were pressured and everything. I have no idea how James does this. I think the worst puzzle of James that I've solved this year is better than the best puzzle I've set this year. So good. Go check out Artisanal Sudoku. If you don't have funds, just sign up for his free puzzles every week. And if you do have even a small amount of funds, this is the place to spend your money. So good. Thanks everyone for watching. Yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this one and that this was a good, just an idea of what you can get if you sign up for Artisanal Sudoku. It's just worth it. If you like Sudoku puzzles, Sudoku variant puzzles, yeah, I just can't. So much joy in a Sudoku grid. Thanks everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.